Hi, my name is Isabel Kluszynski. I am from Plainfield, Indiana, and I'm choosing to answer the question about the impactful nature of community and how I wish to foster a sense of togetherness at Xavier. I'd like to start out by saying that community unifies people. It takes people with a common belief, ideology, or goal, brings them together, allows them to work with each other to achieve a common mission. Community can be seen all over the place. It can be seen in work environments, school, in athletics, and even in towns. In fact, my hometown, Plainfield, lives by the motto that we are a community of values, which means the residents strive to incorporate key values like respect, responsibility, integrity, and kindness into our everyday lives. Community is not a simple term. It's very complex and it can be seen on numerous different levels. It can be seen locally, statewide, nationally, and even globally. I have played soccer ever since I was about 5 years old, and I played all 4 years of high school. I grew up playing with the girls on my team, and I developed very strong relationships with all of them. Unfortunately, at the end of our last season, there was an incident that resulted in our coach being asked to step down. After that, there was always an athletic director or a principal at our games on our bench supervising us, but they didn't understand the dynamics of the team. They didn't know who played in what position or who worked well together, and so we had to come together as a team to discuss things like this. The seniors had to step up as leaders and make sure everyone's spirits stayed up because some people were feeling pretty low after the incident with the coach. This shows the community can allow people to defeat adversity and overcome tough challenges. Expanding a little bit, community can be seen in the workplace. I work at Covance in Indianapolis, and I was hired there a couple months ago. I was actually one of the first high school students hired there. One Saturday, I was working, and a manager came and got a random group of 10 of us and took us down to a different lab to do other work. All of the other people were clearly friends with each other. They were having conversations and laughing, and they were speaking a different language. I didn't understand any of them, and so I felt very alone and even a little bit uncomfortable because I felt left out. One lady separated herself from the rest of her friends to come and talk to me. She asked about my interests, where I wanted to go to college, what I wanted to do with my life, and I thought it was really special that she removed herself from all of her close friends to come talk to me. This reveals that community can be very diverse. It can include people from multiple different demographics. It doesn't just have to be a group of tight-knit friends. Both of those were examples of community on a somewhat local level, but it can be seen on a much broader scale. I joined a club called HOSO, which is for students who wish to be healthcare professionals in their future, and I competed in a state conference. I was able to choose from events like biomedical lab sciences, epidemiology, nutrition, and sports medicine. I could pick whatever interested me. When I was not competing, I was allowed to walk around, speak to medical professionals, ask them questions. They had posters set up about different careers in the medical field, and I also just got to talk to other high school students who shared my love of science. We all had similar passions, which brought us together. It shows that communities can be built on a shared interest. Building on that, on the national level, I was lucky enough to be able to attend NCYC, which is the National Catholic Youth Conference, held at Lucas Oil in Indianapolis, which is very close to where I live, but people came from all across the United States. While there, we attended Mass together, we went to seminars, we had Bible studies where we got to talk to other people, interpret passages of the Bible, have deep conversations about our faith. I made friends from places like Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina. People came from all across the United States, and these people I had never met before and I'll probably never see again, but we were brought together by a common belief, which reveals that community can be very widespread. You don't have to know the people you're in a community with, but you are united by one belief, such as your religion or your faith. Finally, community on the global level allows for collaboration that leads to societal advancements, technological advancements, and new innovations. Stem cells were first discovered in the 1970s, and since then they have been used as treatments for blood disorders, neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, and even some cancers. It took an extensive network of scientists and researchers to figure out how effective stem cells were at treating diseases. One person wouldn't have been able to figure it out on their own. Another example is prosthetic limbs. When they were first designed, they weren't very functional and they didn't bear much weight. Since then, improvements have steadily been made that have allowed them to be walked on, ran on, and they even look pretty realistic now. They even designed something called the myoelectric arm that hooks up to the patient's nervous system and allows them to use their brain to control the hand and finger movements. This clearly took doctors, engineers, and therapists to work with the patient, teach them how to use the arm and how to incorporate it into their daily lives. These professionals saw an issue and they collaborated to come up with a solution, which is a great aspect of community. I hope to collaborate with other students at Xavier to further my education. I would also like to join some clubs at Xavier. When I looked at a list of clubs, a couple captured my interests. One was Life After Sunday because I wished to continue my religion and pursue my faith in college. Another was Club Soccer because I've always had a passion for soccer. I'd like to stay in shape and I think it'd be a great way to meet new people on campus. Another was the Pre-Med Student Association. I would like to pursue a career in the medical field after college, so I think that would be great exposure for me. Finally, Colleges Against Cancer looked interesting to me because I would like to do service in college. Another thing is I would like to become involved in research, especially research in either biology or chemistry. Right now, when I looked into the research being done at Xavier, there's some being done on cell biology, genetics, mitosis, cancer, and then there's also some being done on analyzing inorganic and organic compounds, and all of that sounds incredibly interesting to me. I would love to reach out to the professors and find out how I can become involved on a research project. Overall, community unifies people. It brings a very broad, diverse range of people together, and it can be built on so many different things, like just something as simple as a common interest. It allows for collaboration and communication that advances our society. I'd like to say I really appreciate your time and consideration. Thank you so much.